exorcism. Mario Mandzukic pounced, and England are hurt. Touchdown Seahawks!
What's up, everybody? This is episode 65 of the West Coast Sports Junkies. We are back after a week hiatus, enjoying some of this nice heat wave we've been encountering here in the Lower Mainland. We're two members short tonight, so just going to be Mike and I here. We're going to talk a little bit of UFC 277 this weekend in Dallas. Big card, a couple title fights. The Seahawks training camp actually kicked off today, which is yesterday. It's day 2 of training camp, but the big news, DK Metcalf signed. He's back for 3 years. We'll get into that. And yeah, I've been watching a lot. I don't know about you guys. I've been watching a lot of baseball, the Mariners and Jays. It's that time of the summer where there's not a whole lot of other sports going on, but yeah, I've been really enjoying it and stuff like that. So Mike, what have you been up to? How's it going, buddy?
Good, man. Good to see you and be back on the show here. We're still camping up here at Cultus Lake. So we've been enjoying this beautiful weather we've been having, and you get too hot and just jump into the lake and cool off. So it's been a lot of fun. You got any plans this long weekend coming up?
That's awesome, man. No, I'm not too sure. Gonna stick around here. Definitely gonna check out the fights this weekend. Hopefully get around to golfing at some point, but no, other than that, probably just be hanging out on the patio, sipping some beers.
Right on, man.
Shall we dive right into the content we have tonight? I just sent you that tweet from Adam Schefter, probably about, I don't know, hour and a half ago or whatever. How excited were you to read that one? Yeah.
Yeah, I was pretty excited, but then you immediately followed that up with that that Instagram post of who's going to throw him the ball, man. What does it matter? We have DK. Someone's got to get him the ball. What are we doing there, Ty? What's going on? What are you seeing in training camp?
Well, it's very early, but Geno Smith definitely has the lead at the QB1 position right now. He already had, last season, he had a lot of first reps there when Russ was hurt. So, he had some exciting moments. We were in pretty much every game that he started. We had a chance to win at the end. He didn't get it done, or the team didn't get it done. But I definitely would rather see Geno in there than Drew Lock. That Instagram meme I sent you was more about Drew Lock than Geno Smith. But I don't know. I don't have crazy expectations for this year. I think we're going to surprise some people, but shoring up our wide receiver core there with DK, obviously, Tyler Lockett. We got a couple of young guys. We also brought in that Marquise Goodwin, who was with San Fran the last few years. So yeah, I don't know, man. DK is such a beast. Hopefully Geno or Drew can just throw it up for him and we'll just catch the ball, right?
That's right, man. If we get the run game going too, like we got Penny, and he finished the year super strong, right? So if he continues that momentum going forward, I think that we're gonna. I think your expectations will be met and exceeded, my friend, this year if we can get that, get that going there.
Yeah, and speaking of the running back position, there was some sort of sad news, which I actually was expecting. Chris Carson retired due to his neck injury he's been battling over the last year and a bit. I actually think he probably could have maybe made it back, later in the year or something. But I mean, he's probably thinking of quality of life. And if you're messing with your neck and it's that serious, I mean, I'm pretty sure he made the right decision there, stepping away.
Yeah, for sure. And he's had a lot of injuries over the years. And it was surprising to me to see, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of his, but because he gets injured all the time, but to see how many, the numbers he's put up in Seattle are actually remarkable. And it's kind of sad, obviously, but he's going out on his own there, and I don't know. I wish.
Yeah, he kind of came out of nowhere too, right? He was a 7th round pick, which is pretty crazy, and he had 2,000+ yard seasons, which is pretty good, obviously in the NFL. But yeah, you were talking about Penny and the excitement. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, I said, did he play his whole career in Seattle?
Yeah, very short.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
5 seasons. But
Yeah,
he was kind of the closest I've seen. Well, it hasn't been that long since Marshawn. He had that like angry running style, which I liked. But yeah, so with Penny now, obviously the lead back, feature back, the draft pick, Kenneth Walker the third, who we kind of questioned during the draft. That pick makes a lot more sense now, because I think they had thought that this possibly could happen with Chris Carson. So now we have the 1-2 punch of Penny and Walker. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, man, I'm getting excited too. Like we're like 2 weeks away from watching some football preseason. So we got to talk maybe after this episode and what games we're going to go down to and all that stuff. So
absolutely. Actually, a week tonight is the first NFL preseason game of the year. A week away. Pretty crazy.
That's insane. Yeah.
They have the preseason Hall of Fame game. I know the Raiders are playing in it. And I can't remember. Actually, I think it's the Raiders in Jacksonville. But anyways, next Thursday night will be a little NFL football to watch. So that will be good.
Can't wait.
It's time. Sorry, Govik. I know you really like that intro and you probably do it a little better than me, but I hope you're listening. Actually, before we get into the UFC, we should mention Chris is actually on vacation with his family over in Croatia, which is awesome. Very jealous. And Dan is away this long weekend in Parksville with his family. So that is why they're not here. Govik, I hope you're listening or you will listen. And don't be too hard on me with my intro there. So Mike, we have UFC 277 in Dallas this weekend. Very exciting card. Lots of big fights. Why don't you break it down for us and give us some of your Money Mike picks?
All right, man. Yeah, you said it. UFC 277 goes down this weekend on the 30th. So we're going to break down the main card as we usually do. And again, I'm coming off back-to-back perfect picks. Let's go 3 in a row.
I forgot about that. That is insane.
Right? Not bad. Hey, hope you guys are betting along with me, making some money. So the start off the main card, we go to the light heavyweight division. We have Magomed Ankalaev versus Anthony Smith. Ankalaev is a minus 575. These are the Bodog, of course, Bodog odds today. And Anthony Smith is a plus 400. So Ankalaev is the biggest favorite on the card as of right now. Ankalaev is a 17-1. He's 4-1 in his last 5. Anthony Smith is 36-16, and he's 3-2 in his last 5. Smith has obviously been around for a long time, veteran. He's been looking a lot better in the last few fights that I've seen, probably why they put him now with Ankalaev, who has a huge hype with him, huge following. You know, many people think he's going to be the future champion of this division. And I actually agree with him. I think he's a hard hitting, you know, he's great on the ground. He's got that Khabib, you know, feel and vibe to him. He's got huge power. Just a great striker, very well-rounded fighter. If I had to think of like one negative to give him, I think it would have to be like he kind of backs off a bit. He's a little bit on the low volume side of things, which, you know, in this fight is where Anthony Smith might have an in. You look at, you know, past the victory, like I always try to do, and the only way I can sort of see it is if Smith can turn this into a dog fight and just, you know, put up some volume against Ankalaev, he might have a chance to win. You know, Ankalaev being 17-1, he's won every single second of fighting in the octagon, except for the 1 second loss he had at the end against Paul Craig. He got caught in a submission. He should really be 18-0 if it wasn't for that sort of mistake he made at the end of that fight. But I mean, I do like Anthony Smith. I like the way he's looked as of recent, but I don't think he's got a chance against Ankalaev in this fight. I think he's going to make it a fight, though. I don't think the odds should be what they are. I think it's going to go the distance, and I'm going to take Ankalaev to win via unanimous decision.
Nice. Yeah, I was surprised. I don't know a whole lot about the other guy. I'm not going to butcher that name, but I do remember hearing about Anthony Smith. And I remember, I mean, it was years ago now, but he fought John Jones for the title. He lost a 5-round decision to him. It was a hard fought fight, but he is getting a little older. he's what, 34, 35, like for fighting standards. So
yeah, he's getting up there.
yeah, I don't know. I thought just the name alone, it would be a little closer odds wise, but here we are.
Yeah, he's also a broadcaster now for UFC. And usually when that happens, I think that they're kind of like their priorities aren't, they're not hungry and they're not set to
one foot out the octagon kind of thing, right?
Exactly. He's obviously, focused on being a broadcaster and he wants to do good there and not just in the gym training all the time with a photo of Ankalev's face on his bathroom window,
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So the next fight of the night, we go to the flyweight division. We have Alexander Pantoja versus Alex Perez. Pantoja is a -190 favorite, and Perez is a +155. Pantoja is 24-5, 3-2 in his last 5. Perez is 24-6, 3-2 in his last 5. Perez has taken a huge layoff. He hasn't fought in almost 2 years. So we're kind of, what are we going to see when he comes in? If there's going to be any ring rust. Pantoja is very underrated in my opinion. He's fought huge names in the UFC and beaten them. No one's really talking about this guy. Everyone's sort of talking about, Kaya Kara France and Brandon Moreno, where Pantoja has beaten both of those boys. He's beaten Brandon Moreno twice, once in the UFC and once in the Ultimate Fighter Contender Series, and he's also beaten Kaya Kara France in the Contender Series. So I don't know, how he's fighting on below these guys, and we have obviously Moreno being a champion, and and Kaya Kara France are also fighting for the interim championship on this card, but he's got great submission skills. They're both great strikers, Perez and Pantoja. So I see this fight being a great fight. I think it's going to go a long ways, but where Pantoja has the advantage is definitely on the ground. Perez has been submitted 4 times in his career, and I think that this fight's going to be a banger, man. I think it's going to come out. They're going to be striking. They're both great strikers, and I think he's going to attempt to take him down in the first couple of rounds, not get it, and I think he'll probably get the takedown in the 3rd round, and I think he's going to submit him late in the 3rd round. I think this is going to be a fairly close fight.
I like it. Yeah, I honestly don't know a ton about these two fighters, but I'm gonna mark it down, and I might put that in one of my props for the fight bets this weekend. So
all right, there you go, buddy. The next fight on the card is the heavyweight division. Your buddy Derek Lewis versus Sergey Pavlovich, and Derek Lewis is a +115. And Pavlovich is a -140 currently, which is basically a pick 'em in my mind. And Derek Lewis is 26-9 with 1 no contest. He's 3-2 in his last 5. Pavlovich is 15-1, and he's 4-1 in his last 5. And basically, this fight comes down to, like any other Derek Lewis fight, is who can land the first damn punch and put the person's lights out, right? Derek Lewis, he's lost. He's been finished like 8 times. I think he's been knocked out 6 times. So they're both going to come out there. They're going to start swinging, and it's who's going to get hit first. You can never count Derek Lewis out, as I've shown in many times in the past. He's one of the hardest hitting guys of all time in the UFC. But I'm going to go with the younger guy. Pavlovich, he's 7 years younger. He's got a 5-inch reach advantage. I don't think he's going to pick him apart. I think they're both going to come out there and they're going to brawl. And I just think that that extra reach is going to tag him first. So I'm going to go with Pavlovich, round 1 knockout.
You should put a disclaimer out about this pick, man. Like, I feel like Derek Lewis is your kryptonite for UFC.
Why don't you take Lewis then? There you go.
That's what happened. No, I'm just saying. It's not all you, but like, I don't know. He's the kind of guy, like, you can never count him out in a fight, but he's always on the opposite end of where I'm betting. When I like him, something crazy happens. And when he's supposed to get killed and he's a big underdog, he'll come with this crazy knockout in like the middle of the first round, shocks the world. So I'm not betting this fight personally. I stay far away from Derek Lewis after the past few fights I've bet on him. But I agree with you. I would bet on the younger guy here and the slight favorite. But you never know, man. It's Derek Lewis.
Yeah, it's a pick-up, man. It's a tough one. I don't know. Okay, the next fight is the co-main event of the evening for the interim flyweight championship. and this is against Brandon Moreno versus Kaya Kara France. Moreno is a minus 220 favorite, fairly heavy favorite, and Kaya Kara France is a plus 175 dog. Brandon Moreno is 19-6-2. He's 3-1-1 in his last 5, and Kaya Kara France is 24-9, 1 no contest, 4-1 his last 5. And the last time that we saw Moreno fight was obviously against Figueiredo, their trilogy bout, and since then Figgy won the fight, and the UFC stripped the belt from him, basically putting up the interim fight because of rumors saying that he wants more money to fight. And then when they made this the interim fight, there's some drama going on there. When they made this the interim fight, now he's all over like social media blasting him, saying, you know, he's injured his hands and he has X-rays and he has proof and blah blah blah. But
yeah,
regardless of what's going on there, this is the interim flyweight championship, and I think it's going to be an amazing fight. This is also a rematch from 2019, where Brandon Moreno won a unanimous decision. But again, it was a very, very close fight. It wasn't necessarily, I wouldn't say he dominated that fight by any means. It was close. They sat there and they banged for 15 minutes. And, you know, basically Moreno in the last year and a half has only been battling Figueiredo. You know, they had the first bout where they had a draw, and then he won, and then he came back and then he lost. Now, they both these fighters have definitely improved since 2019. Kaya Kara France is obviously high volume, high power, but so is Moreno. He's high volume and he's a great counter puncher. You know, now they're going to go at it for 25 minutes. I think this is going to be an amazing fight. I think it's going to be one of the best fights we could see of the year. You know, Brandon Moreno's never been KO'd. Figgy dropped him 3 times in his last fight. But I don't know, man. This is a tough one to pick too. I mean, I kind of want to pick the value in this fight because I do like Kaya Kara France, but he lost to him before. So I'm going to go with my gut on it. I'm going to say Moreno's going to win this fight. I think it's going to be close, and I think it's going to go the distance.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going with Moreno. Probably going to add it to a parlay, which we'll get into later. But yeah, I think he'll win. I can't see either one of these guys finishing each other. I think it's going to go the distance as well. But yeah, I think it'll be a fast-paced, really entertaining fight.
Yeah, for sure. Most of those guys at that weight are, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, the main event of the evening, we have the rematch. Finally, women's bantamweight championship of the world. Juliana Pena, the champion, versus Amanda Nunes. Pena is a plus 220 underdog. Nunes is a minus 275 favorite. Pena is 12-4. She's 3-2 in her last 5. And Nunes is 21-5, 4-1 in her last 5. So everyone knows what happened in the last fight, right? And we all know why we're here today, because Pena obviously shocked the world and finished Amanda Nunes in the second round of the championship bout. Now in that fight, Nunes was a minus, I think she's minus 800, maybe minus 900 favorite. I can't remember.
I think around minus 800. Yeah, huge favorite, obviously. Yeah.
Now, it's tough. I mean, we broke it down then, and we break it down again. If you look at all the stats favor Nunes. She's a better striker, way better grappler, way better wrestler. Everything is in the favor of Amanda Nunes. And even the first fight, if you watch it, she dominated round 1. She came out in Amanda Nunes fashion, and you know, everyone thought she was gonna, you know, finish her right there.
Yeah.
Comes out in round 2 and she looks absolutely gassed. And you know, and she loses the fight in round. Did she get submitted? Rear naked choke, I want to say. I can't remember.
I can't remember it either. I just remember being so shocked that she lost. That that's why we don't remember.
And she looked horrible in the second round. Right now, Nunes came on after that fight and she said, "Oh, it's because she had COVID. It's because she had injuries and this and that." You know, I don't know. I don't know. Everyone's probably going to be picking Nunes in this fight. Pena obviously has that dog fight in her. Like she took a huge beating from Nunes in round 1, came back and put her down. Right. You know, it's a tough one to call. Where is Nunes mentally? She's married now. She has a kid. She's a 2-division champion. She's the greatest of all time. You know, is she hungry? obviously Pena is. If Pena beats her again, she starts her legacy. It's a tough one to go.
Yeah,
I'm definitely not gonna bet this fight just because I didn't like how I saw Nunez look in the last fight. That looked like a gassed fighter to me, man, and that doesn't happen to Nunez. It shouldn't.
yeah, you're right. It was a submission in the second round.
Yeah, I know it was second round.
Beat. Yeah,
I remember.
Yeah.
So I don't know. My perfect record's on the line here, and I hate that it's this fight. I'm gonna say Amanda Nunez comes out and she takes this fight more serious because she is a better fighter all around, and I think 9 times out of 10 she's gonna win this fight. I'm gonna go Amanda Nunez, and I think she's gonna make a statement here. I hope she does. I'm gonna go round 1 submission victory for Amanda Nunez.
Oh wow. Well, I thought you were gonna lean towards Pena when I was listening to your breakdown there. So maybe
I think it should be closer than these odds, but I mean, I
mean those are close odds when you think about it, though. For
I know
for Nunez,
because she could be beat. Yeah,
even at -2. But that being said, I'm kind of agree with you. I think she's gonna take it a lot more seriously. I mean, she was so used to being the huge underdog. I think she just thought she was gonna continue to roll through fighters, right? They just lined them up and she was knocking them down. Pena obviously was very hungry. It almost reminds me of when Misha won and finally got the belt, you know what I mean? And she came back the next fight and she lost it. I mean, it wasn't the same fighter, but I think similar things going to happen here. I think Nunez is going to come back, have a really good performance. I don't see it early in the first round or submission in the first round. I think it's going to be a tough fight. I don't think it'll go to a decision. I say Nunez maybe in the 3rd or 4th round. Not going to pick one, but yeah, I agree with you. I think she'll come back, get it done, and then it will set up probably a trilogy for the UFC. I mean, and at this point in that division, right? Like, there's not a whole other bunch of options that make a lot of sense entertainment wise.
If she makes it, you're completely right. If she wins it, there's going to be a trilogy bout. There's no one else, but. I think I was going to say if she made it, made a statement out of it, did it early and knocked her out, like no question. I don't think that there might be a 3rd vote, but the fact that she beat her, I think I can see a trilogy for sure.
But I don't know. Either way, I'm very excited about this card, and we might as well just jump right into our bets if you want to here. So I'm going to do a 3-fight parlay here. I'm going with your picks. I'm going with Pantoja, Moreno, and Nunez, all to win. Doesn't matter how, just to get the job done. I'll be victorious. $50 pays you 101. So you get about 2 to 1 on that parlay. Obviously all favorites, but no big favorites. So it's decent value.
Yeah. Nice.
What are you thinking?
I usually parlay. I will be parlaying all my picks because I do that every single time I do just a small bet, but I don't have what it would pay me in front of me right now. But unless you want to do it.
There you go with your other bets, and I'll look it up here for you.
Okay, so I'm gonna do the same parlay that you just talked about as well. Exact same one you just said there. I'm gonna go. My Bodog pick of the week is going to be Alexander Pantoja to win that fight, and he's a -190, so he's a favorite. But I think he's the ones that he's for sure gonna get it done. And that's probably the main bets I'm going to make. Staying away from the Nunez Pena. I usually bet all my picks straight up as well, and I picked the round. So
for sure.
Yeah.
So your 5 picks there on the main card pays out. It's plus 657. So if you make a $50 bet, pays out 328.
Nice.
So good luck, everybody. Hopefully, Mike's going to go. Is that perfect? 3rd pay-per-view in a row.
Yeah, there's a charm, buddy.
2 already is insane. So, if you can pull off 3.
I know.
That's awesome. But Saturday night, 7 p.m. on pay-per-view.
All right, Ty. So you say you've been watching a lot of MLB baseball. What teams you've been following these last few weeks, buddy?
Yeah, man, it's been, I can't remember the last time I was this into baseball. I think it's because both of the teams that I follow are both, playing pretty well. The Jays a couple weeks ago went through a rough stretch, but recently they just went on a little tear here, 7 in a row until one of our listeners and friends.
7 in a row until our buddy Muchacho decides to go to a game in Toronto and they lose.
I don't know. I was also in one of our group chats. I don't know if you saw, Steve Hartley said "Go Jays" 8 in a row before the game started. So we also can throw.
God, what a
we can also throw a little blame his way. But yeah,
100%.
Impressive streak for sure. They did lose, but if the playoffs started today, they would be in. Another crazy thing going on in our neck of the woods is the Mariners, man. They've recently also been on a tear. They won 15 games in a row heading into the All-Star break. I think it couldn't have come at a worse time because it just kind of ruined their mojo, right? They come out of the All-Star break. They lost 3 in a row.
Yeah.
Right after that. But then they just swept Texas, which the series finished up yesterday, to win another 3 in a row. So yeah, the Mariners and Jays are both in a playoff spot, which this late in the year, I know there's still a lot of baseball to be played. Not very often we can say that for both of them. The Mariners haven't been in the playoffs, oh man, like 2002 or 2003. Like it's been a long time. So exciting stuff, seeing them both playing pretty well. And I would love to be able to go down to Seattle and check out a playoff game. That happens, we're going 100%.
100%, man. That would be something.
And another crazy thing is, because they're both in wildcard spots, it could end up like, I think if they started today, they would play each other in the wildcard round. Yeah.
I wonder what the stadium would be like. You know how, like you say, it's a home field advantage for the Jays.
That actually, because like I said about the drought the Mariners have had for playoff appearances, I think it could be a little closer to a split, but I think the Jays would still like buck up and pay whatever they'd be charging and head down.
Diehards up here, man.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. But yeah, still a lot of baseball to be played. But like I said, it's just fun to see them both in the mix and both playing well. Like I've watching the Jays game right now in the background. I have it on. Checking the scores every night. The one crappy thing around here, we don't see a lot of Mariners games. They don't have them on like Fox or any local channels, but yeah, it's a lot of fun, and I hope they both continue it so we can see them playing in the playoffs.
Yeah, man.
All right, that will do it for episode 65. Nice quick episode. We wanted to jump on here and record real quick. We need to keep Mike's streak alive with his UFC picks. Hopefully go 3 in a row. But yeah, we'll be back next week after the long weekend. Seahawk training camp will be in full swing. We'll hopefully have some more good news to report about the QB battle and all that stuff. Lots more baseball, and we'll go over those fight results for UFC 277. So check out our website if you haven't, www.westcoastsportsjunkies.ca. And thanks for listening. We'll see you guys next week.